Radvanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Shri Radhe Jayo Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Shri Radhe Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Krishna, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Shri Krishna. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Gurudev. Jayom Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravikacharya Asatota Sata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayom Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravikacharya Asatota Sata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Anantakoti Vaishnavinda Ki Namacharya Srila Hadas Thakur Ki Sat Goswamis of Vrindavan Ki Prem Sikaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Gaur Bhaktivedanta Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gogo Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Gita Govardhan Ki Shri Vrindavanam Ki Shri Mayapur Dham Ki Shri Jagannathpur Dham Ki Jamuna Mai Ki Ganga Mai Ki Tulsi Devi Ki Shri Krishna Rasa Yatra Apanima Ki Nitai Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the sum of devotees. All glories to the sum of devotees. All glories to the sum of devotees. All glories, all glories. Shri Guru, Shri Gauranga, Hari Hari Bol. Anyways, I have to come up with a class in a minute. I had a whole different idea what was going to be class today. So, anyways, what can we do? That's right. Jayapataka Maharaj is speaking today, isn't he? Is he speaking in English? Oh, Bengali. I know Vasudev Swami is giving class to the Russians. So many classes. This is the holy Dham. It's not just being in a holy Dham in itself is satisfying, isn't it? You don't have to do anything. You can just be here. So then more sweet, you get the association of all the devotees. So this is the real nectar of the holy Dham. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Agani Timiranjasa Gananjanan Shalakaya Chakshumai Tamina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Trying to find something here, otherwise I have to speak from my memory about these things. Of course, most of you know, I'm coming from America, disciple of Prabhupada. So in the West, the preaching isn't these things, is it? People think they're the body. They don't even believe God exists. They think this world just happened. Didn't take any intelligence. It just appeared. You know? It seems to be, when I think back into the day before I knew about Krishna consciousness, it seemed pretty reasonable. Yeah, it could be like that, yeah. Of course, people in India, most are fortunate enough to know from the time of birth, you're not the body, right? And there's karma. Very fortunate. And we see now our second generation of devotees also. Time of birth, they know Krishna's God, I'm not the body. But you know, you try to imagine, for those who not in that scenario, imagine not knowing these things. So, as a result, because the heart of individuals like that are still absorbed in the rasa of trying to be the supreme. This is what material consciousness is about. It's about, I am the enjoyer. And everything that I survey is meant to give me enjoyment. So that's a hard heart, because there's not a lot of empathy when you have a heart like that. Is it? What does it take to enjoy? It's not just the objects. You need other people, other living entities to enjoy. At minimum, a cat or a dog. Something, someone that appreciates you. Oh, yes, I think. If you're fortunate enough to have some friends, or fortunate enough to have maybe someone from the opposite sex who wants to also enjoy with you, then you require, like you look out the window here, see, beautiful trees, isn't it? Nice manicured lawn. with a fountain, even maybe some fish swimming with the water flowing, some birds. Doesn't it? And you sit there and you go, ah, yes, it's so nice. I am so happy. So at what cost does that come for you to experience that? What is the price? To other living entities, I'm not talking about my price. You think when you're materialist, you just think about I, me, mine, I. You don't realize the other things that are going on. That's a living entity who's sitting in that tree body. Suffering, isn't he? Who wants to be a tree? Say, hey, no, I don't want to be a tree. I don't want to be a tree. I want to sit under the tree. You see? Exploiters, that's what we are. And we don't even realize it. Oh, it's so nice. And meanwhile, he's standing there, suffering so much, but we don't even feel it because it's so nice. I. So in the spiritual world, this is not their consciousness. It's just the opposite. They have the biggest heart, nothing but empathy. They're not thinking of themselves at all, in the least bit. So they're thinking, of course, what will make Krishna happy, isn't it? What will make Krishna happy? That's our natural state of being. And when we, because we have one small thing there that gives us some independence. So sometimes we can think, no, I want to be happy. Why should Krishna be happy? Why only Krishna? I'm also part and parcel of Krishna. So I want to experience that also. Okay, come down to the material world. You compete with everybody else. So currently they think the best system of governance is democracy, right? Everything equal. You see? We have some rules that everybody's supposed to follow, and it's like thieves. And they steal some property, right? And then amongst themselves, let us divide it fairly. You see? But they're thieves. They're not thinking, they're really thinking, how can I get it for me? But no, yeah, we'll do it. So this competition is there. No democracy in the spiritual world. Nobody thinks like that. They're not thinking, Srimati Radharani, she is giving Krishna the greatest pleasure. Naturally, she is the embodiment of pure devotion. In Vigraha, that is the form of it. Who can give Krishna greater pleasure than Srimati Radharani? So if it was democracy in the spiritual world, we would, okay, Srimati Radharani, it's my turn to be with Krishna. You know, because I am also part and parcel of Krishna. So it's only fair that I can have some rasa dance with Krishna too. So you had your turn. Let's not be greedy. Isn't it? This is the material mentality. Make it equal. Nobody gets more, nobody gets less. And we think, yeah, that's very nice. They don't think like that. They see Srimati Radharani gives Krishna the greatest pleasure. They know it. So they naturally think, oh, what can I do to assist, to make that union of Radha and Krishna more perfect? What can I do? What can I do, you see? You know? So, well, let's see if the girl and boy wants to enjoy together, what do they need? They need a beautiful park with trees and birds and grass. I'll become a tree. They can do anything. You're such chit ananda vigraha. There's no limits to the jiva and the spiritual. He can do anything he wants. You just think it is done. The material world, it depends on your karma. You can desire it, but then you have to wait many, many births, maybe. Or maybe you try to do some puja to the demigods, something, I want it now, So in the material world, you're forced to be a tree. In the spiritual world, out of love for Krishna, I'll be the tree. I'll be the blade of grass. They need grass. So Krishna, when he's walking, he can have something soft to step on. Or when he looks out into the distance, oh, wow, so nice. Look how nice. And you're sitting there, yeah, okay. They're not desiring to become gopis and all these things. Well, I can't do that service. I can't do that service. But I can assist them. So dasa, dasu, anudasa. This is their mood. This is their mood. Still, even though he may be a blade of grass or tree, he can see these pastimes if he's fortunate, right? And therefore he can experience the bliss of them also. Because Radha and Krishna's, the nature of that rasa is they must be secret. Nobody knows. You never read any description of Mother Yashoda or Nanda Maharaj talking about rasa dance, do you? Is there? They don't know. Oh, it's very nice. Krishna was out last night dancing with the young girls. No. It's a Vedic society. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that. So that's the nature of that rasa. That taste is like that. So anyways, the trees are there. I heard Janani Vas, I think it was, many years back, give a class about this. Everybody wants to be gopis. I think, it's the best. To be a gopi is the best. So let me be a gopi, because they enjoy more. But every rasa has its particular favor. Like I mentioned, the trees, the grass, the birds are there, the parrots, when Radha and Krishna are together. And when they're there, they get to see the pastime and experience it. They can experience that bliss. You read Narada Muni when he's discussing these pastimes. He can go anywhere because his lila, his rasa doesn't interfere with the pastimes. He's, So better be a parrot, isn't it? The parrots in the spiritual world, everybody likes them, Oh, my dear parrot, come. How are you today? Can you tell me something that you saw today of Radha and Krishna? Could you? Okay, I'll tell you. And then they get to experience the bliss also. This is the nature of the kata. It's non-different. It's all one. Yes, we are Mayavadis to a certain extent. The lila, the activity, the person, it is all one, but different. And that's why all of us are here now from such variety of culture sitting in here. All parts of the country. I look in the room everywhere. If it wasn't for Krishna, I don't think we'd be sitting here, would we? America first. You all need to become Americans. But hearing that kata from the pure source has awakened us. Those of us who are not born devotees, second generation, they've always, yeah, Krishna, okay. But, for those of us who are not like that, we're like, Krishna, yes, Krishna. Krishna consciousness, thank you. Thank you very much, So, anyways, this is practical, it's real. It's like when Prabhupada was present. It's the same thing. You read his books, you hear his classes, you may see the videos, but then when you're in the room with him, everybody, oh, wow. You feel his ecstasies, you know. Very easy to be Krishna conscious. Yeah, Hare Krishna. So same in Mayapur. You can associate with older devotees if you can. And you can feel, it's subtle. You may not even notice it, but you go, yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, very nice. So on this day today, Lord Krishna has his second rasa dance. Seems like a competition between Vrindavan and Mayapur, isn't it? If you go to Vrindavan, and I meet many people, they go, no, I don't have to go to Mayapur. This is Vrindavan. In Mayapur, no, I never go to Vrindavan. I'm in Mayapur. It's like, yeah, it's the best. That's okay. It's like, it can be like that. I've read somewhere, please don't ask me to tell you where I read it, but it mentions that some divinities have a relationship in Vraj. And as we know, Navadvip is there in the spiritual world. Some are there. And some are in both simultaneously. Because you're such Chidananda, you can do anything. Depends on your flavor. You can do both. See? So, this Rasa Leela is, on this Purnima day, is very popular, of course. And Purnima meaning, of course, on this full moon. Very nice Didi's outfit, isn't it? I wasn't expecting that. I hate to say that, admit my ignorance. Wasn't thinking, yeah, they'll have the white outfits, but it was stunning. So on this day, for those of us who are trying to get freed from the modes of material nature, it's a good day to take a bath in the Ganga. And this will help purify us more. It mentions here also, on this day, in 1515, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu entered Vrindavan on this day also. So this is another significant part of this Kartik Purnima. So it's how the gods, they descend on earth and reside in all the sacred rivers. So I haven't been in Mayapur during this time. Will they have some ceremonies on the Ganga today, some people? Is it typical? Anyway, I'll find out. My first time being in Mayapur at this time. Oh, I thought somebody was speaking. I'm here in the downstairs class. So this rasa dance that occurs, of course, many of us think this is the peak of Krishna's leelas, isn't it? To dance with the gopis who give him the greatest pleasure. At that time, Lord Krishna, I think he's about 7 years old. Imagine that, he's having rasa dancing. His pastimes are bewildering, aren't they? You don't think of a 7-year-old boy going to a dance. And by the time he's 10, he leaves Vrindavan to kill Kamsa and begin the next Leela. So the Rasa dance is, a few years, I think the second Purnima. Anyway, I didn't have enough research. But anyway, his real intent with the gopis is not just dancing with them, which is giving them great pleasure, but what is the highest pleasure that they experience, actually? The pain of separation from Krishna. In the material world, that is the greatest misery. The person that is most dear to you, that you're hankering for, that you want to be with all the time, they cannot be with you. But it's described that actually on the spiritual platform, that is the greatest pleasure. And this is the pleasure that those who live in Vrindavan get to experience. So therefore, what does Krishna have to do to increase that pleasure? I mean, daily, you look at their routines. They can barely sleep at night because they're waiting for what? They want to see Krishna and Balaram in the morning. They're going out to herd the cows. He's also trying to look up in the rafters to see, where is Radha? Where are the gopis? And on occasion, sometimes the eyes meet. Isn't it? I think we have that experience in the material world. You may be looking at someone and then they catch you. I wasn't looking at you, no, sorry. And actually it describes that Krishna stumbles, but Madhu Mangala is there to catch him. Hey, what are you doing? Stop that. People are watching. Oh, okay, get yourself together, And they go off. And they watch as they walk off, and the dust is rising in the air because he has 900,000 cows. So a lot of dust, isn't it? And then they go about their daily chores. But that moment, the separation begins. Oh, what time is it? What time Krishna's coming back? When is it? Okay, let's do our duties. Checking all the time. Of course, they don't have watches, but they use the sun. Eventually, they begin to see the dust appearing in the distance. Oh, Krishna's coming. He's coming back. He's coming back. And they get a few moments glance of Krishna. So even that separation they cannot tolerate is unbearable. And they're thinking, how can we be together? I want to be with Krishna like this. Actually, not for their pleasure, but to give Krishna pleasure. As Vishwanath Chakravarti gives a description of what this means, that it appears that they're lusty. But actually they're not lusty. They're lusty to arouse Krishna's lust. He says one person may have a friend who really likes to eat a lot. So he's a little bit big, He shouldn't be eating like that, but he really enjoys eating. And you're his friend. So what do? I want to make my friend happy. Let me cook something for him that he really likes. And I'll make a lot of it too. But if I do that, and he's going to feel offended, right? Oh, look, I know you like to eat, so I made all these things for you. You feel offended. Oh, you think I'm a glutinous? So what does he say? Oh, hey, listen, I cooked for myself all these wonderful things. Why don't you come over and enjoy some with me? You see? So the gopis are like that. It looks like they're lusting, but they're trying to increase Krishna's lust. That's why they're doing all these things and dressing this way. And they're anxious to please Krishna. The same anxiety that we have. Yes, we have it, otherwise we wouldn't be here. It's just not as great as theirs. So we're still on the sadhana bhakti level, most of us. I can't say everybody, at least I am, right? 16 rounds, Mangalarti, 4 good principles. Associate the Bhagavatam class, getting our taste. We go on like that, and it increases. until you have to get your spiritual body so that you can satisfy that desire to serve Krishna. Then you get that body and then anxiety really increases. I'm going to satisfy Krishna. Okay, you can make the garlands that are given to Krishna. You see? Kind of like the devotees. You look at the altar this morning. How many people are pujaris? Okay, yeah. There's a lot of work. You need to become pujari. You want to know what is Krishna consciousness and rasas. Pujari service is not just ringing the bell. That's just a small part. It's mostly cleaning, cleaning and moving things. And we don't have time. Got to hurry up. It's not right. You have to. You're in anxiety because you want Radha Madam Mohan to look perfect when the devotees come. You want them to go Haribo. You see? That's what you want. So let me dress them in such a way that everyone becomes so excited. I remember in Chicago in 1975, we were collecting lots of money from our book sales. So the deities, they would get opulence. We would fly flowers from Hawaii for the deities. You open the altar, it's like, from these flowers, just. And there was two particular pujaris, Mother Satbuj and Patrikananda was his name, I believe. Expert deity dressers, And they had a competition that goes on between them. Because, everybody, we love greeting the deities. We couldn't wait, Yeah, man. I wonder how did they dress them today? Oh, I can't wait. Who's dressing today? Patrikananda. Oh, wow, yeah, come on. And open the altar. And you look at Mother Satbuj, you wait till tomorrow. You wait until tomorrow. And we knew that too. Oh yeah, we can't wait till tomorrow, boy. You watch. I don't know how they did it. They'd always come up with, there's only so many things you can do when you pull the skirt up and things, but they would always have something fresh every time. And they were competing to wow the devotees. So nice. So, a lot of effort, a lot of work. So this is what you do in the spiritual world. So, yeah, if you get a chance, you have to participate in deity worship. And then when you read these pastimes too, you kind of appreciate a little more that anxiety for Krishna service. So Krishna is all that Leela is being directed by Yoga Maya, right? She's fulfilling the desires of the devotees to please Krishna, and Krishna's desire to please them. She's doing all of that. It's phenomenal, isn't it? You think, it's not that Krishna knows what's happening. He knows and he doesn't know. If you know what's going to happen, is it fun? If you knew it tomorrow, exactly, every minute, what's going to happen? Yeah. No, you need intrigue. You need all these things. It has to be there. The same for Krishna and the gopis. But if he needs to know, he can know. A reporter once asked Prabhupada, because he was saying how Krishna is, the greatest and everything he can do. He says, can he make a rock that is so heavy that he can't pick it up? Very tricky question, isn't it, huh? Prabhupada said, yes. And then he picks it up. So this is Krishna. He's everything. He's also atheist. Did you know that? What? Yeah. He had a chance to be atheist to begin the Govardhan Leela pastime talking to Indra. He convinced them not to worship Indra by speaking atheistic philosophy. Don't you know everything comes from nature? It's not the demigods. They're not doing anything. So why are we wasting time with them? Not just worship Govardhan Hill. He's providing everything. And out of love and great affection, they go, yes, yes, Krishna. Yes. And Indra, of course, not being such a great devotee, he's like, what? They're listening to that little boy? What is wrong with them? He became angry. It's like insulting, you know. If I ask you for advice, and then I ask a 5-year-old some advice, and I go, nah, I'm going to take his advice. You're like, you feel insulted, don't you? See? And then we get to experience again another mixture of rasas, very intense pastimes, lifting Govardhan Hill. Why? Because now the gopis again, they love Krishna, don't they? They're mad after Krishna. They're trying to not let people see they like Krishna. But now they have to stand under the hill. And everybody can see them looking at Krishna. So they become, oh, okay, don't blush. Try to look normal. They can't do it. And everybody's, you know, and Krishna also, he's to the point where the heel almost falls. Oh, he's just about to catch yourself. You're going to kill us all. A mixture of rasas are there. So in this rasa dance, again, to increase their pleasure, what does Krishna have to do? He has to find an excuse to go away. So they feel that separation. And he makes the excuse, what? Oh, you're too proud. What's the question of being proud? They're pure devotees. But he had to, you know, he can't find any fault, so he has to find something, and then to go away to increase their bliss. And they become mad. They're so mad that they're even talking to the bees, bumblebees, aren't they? Oh, you've seen Krishna. Don't lie to me. I know you have, because look, you have kumkum on your beard. That means you've been on the flower garland of Krishna. And that kumkum was on that flower garland because he was embracing Radharani. So please tell me. Please tell me where Krishna is. Become mad. And then he comes back. But then at one point, he has to go away forever by the arrangement of Yoga Maya. Because there's devotees are in Mathura also. They're his devotees. His mother and father is there. Akura comes to remind them, you know, you have devotees in Mathura that are suffering. What about them? Please come relieve their suffering. So he has to leave. And at that point, they go mad. They're putting themselves in front of the chariot. And Krishna's going mad also. As a matter of fact, first he had to convince Balaram that this was a good idea so he could help him to get Krishna away. At one point, Krishna, he jumps off the chariot to run off after the gopis. They have to go bring him back. And so finally, Nanda Maharaj is pushing them away a little bit, and they get a little space. And go! You see, go. And from that point of when Krishna is 10, for the next 115 years, they never see Krishna except once or twice. Imagine. They couldn't tolerate Krishna just going to herd the cows and come back. And now he never comes back. But he's promising to come back, isn't it? Even Nanda Maharaj was there, and before he leaves, Akura is talking to him. And he has to convince them, Mother Yashoda is hiding Krishna under her dress to protect him because they know Akura is the servant of Kamsa. And she fears Kamsa is going to kill her boy. She knows he wants to kill her boy. So much stress. And even Nanda Maharaj, he convinces himself, yes, he tells the others, don't worry, I will bring Krishna back. I promise you. I will not leave him there. As soon as he finished his business, he's coming back. And of course he doesn't. When he returns even, he can't even talk to them. They see him. And he just goes into the house. And then the gopis also, they can't even ask because it's too distressful. They don't even ask, they just go away. So no one chastises them. You lied to us. You told us you're going to bring him back, and you didn't. You come back empty-handed. So this is that rasa of separation that they experience. And you read Bhagavatam Rita, you get more hints of that, especially in the first part, around the last 2 or 3 chapters, where a lot of these things are discussed in a little more detail. Even Krishna's mood of separation, he experiences the same thing, near-death experience. So, anyways, these leelas, he's come here and to display them for our sake, to attract us. You see? People like to experience these things, right? You read in Mahabharata where it's discussed one point, because there's so much drama in Mahabharata, very extreme. What to do, what not to do, should we not this? Oh, this is happening. Should I? It's just, And Lord Krishna says to the Pandavas at that time, he says that, I have to paraphrase, you have to have some purpose in life, more or less. What's the point in having a boring life? Wake up, go to work, come home, wake up, go. You need some drama. So we should welcome this drama. That's what he's trying to encourage them so they're not distressed. This is a good thing. Challenges. So Krishna consciousness is like that also. Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Why? Because there's challenges, isn't it? That's what I remember about the time when Prabhupada was physically present. Most of us felt like that. We are revolutionaries, going to take over the world for Krishna. Yes. What do we have to do? Whatever it is, do it. Let's do it. Bhajananandi, you can just sit peacefully and chant. But in the beginning, we're not. To be a Bhajananandi is almost impossible. Better to Goshcharanandi. And even if you're not physically doing it, this Mayapur is preaching. How many people are coming here? Can you count? I didn't come to Mangalarti, it was too many people. I'm like, I can't, give me some space, I haven't adjusted, it's going to take some time. And I'm thinking, I'm going to get sick. I always get sick when so many people are here. 77, it was just the Western devotees. I remember that long building over there. Wasn't even a rickshaw over here. Nothing. And now you can't even get in the temple room. Well, this is good. Saving souls, inspiring them to enter into these rasas of Krishna in whatever capacity that we are going to experience and assist. Nikunjayu no rati keli si dayer, yaya yubir yuktira pingsaniya, Tatatri Dakshan Ativala Basya Vande Guru Shicharana. See, the guru is like thinking like that. What? He's simply assisting for the perfection of Radha and Krishna's loving affairs. How is he doing that? Well, we need a lot of grass. So let's bring some living teas back to the spiritual world so we can make more facility for Krishna's pleasure. Unlimited jivas are there, so you can have unlimited pastimes. And for those of us, as we awaken, we can participate in this. So we can take some inspiration today from this Rasa Leela, Purnima, take our bath in the Ganga. Here's some more pastimes with devotees. Take prasad. Go to Jivanath Kirtan out 5 o'clock. Haribo. I was like, he don't need a microphone, huh? And this way we can also enjoy our Krishna consciousness. See, Rasyata Purnima Ki. Any other comments or questions from anyone? Have you? Yeah, I wish they had some more of these sannyasis who live here. They can give you more, you know. But anyways, go ahead. Okay.
Thank you for the class. You mentioned one important point, like in the material world, everybody...
A little louder. I don't have my hearing aid. I lost it.
You have mentioned that in the material world, there is a competition mentality. Everybody is trying to compete.
Yes.
So, like how to rise above it. Even if someone is saying satisfied, you see the others tell him to try and compete and go and improve yourself. So, how to rise above this competing?
Because you're never satisfied in the material world. In the spiritual, also you're not satisfied. But it's a different result. In the material world, it's suicide. Spiritual world is also suicide, but it's blissful suicide. But there's no death rasa, that's for sure. So, anyway, therefore, you know, we're supposed to add Krishna, get people to add Krishna to their material situation. And gradually, as time goes on, you will renounce that material situation totally. Because you just want Krishna. You don't want the other stuff. It's the distraction. Therefore, it says in the Gita, Saguna samatityaitan. You want to rise above the gunas? Who wants to stay in the mode of material nature? We want Brahma Bhuya Kalpate. That's what we want, right? So how do you get that? Mam cha vyabhicharina. You have to be with great determination to me. Bhakti yogena sevate. Render devotional service. So that can be done in any circumstance, any kind of way. There's no limit. It's not just one way. Okay, so we can stop here. Jai, all glory Shri Guru, Shri Gauranga, Hari Hari Bol. See, that's the sign.